company either. Two Chevrolets behind you. Getting stacked up on the inside. Not at all. Here comes Stenhouse. Big shove by Larson.
And around goes the 3. Crash at turn 3.
That fast. Unbelievable.
And that will decimate roughly half the remaining field.
We always say it, cautions breed cautions.
7th caution flag.
That is not at all what you wanted to see, RC.
Not sure how that started, except that Austin Dillon got turned.
They all got stacked up. He got into the back of Kyle Busch, had him sideways, jacked up. They had to lift, accordions.
So how did the energy build back there to take the lead away from the Childress cars?
It all starts when you do the crossover. Jimmie Johnson, heavy damage. What you see right here.
Christopher Bell drops in, and Dillon may have got a shot from William Byron. Maybe not sure from that angle, but up he went and down he came.
Dillon got in the back of Busch and had to check up. When he did, it stacked William and everybody up behind him. They turned him. The rest is history. That's just a product of it. It's go time. Green, white, checkered. You knew that was about to happen.
But aside from that, great move by Ricky Stenhouse.
Well, good. You got the help.
Larson tried to go to the middle. Oh, he got turned.
Larson Pastrana in the fence. We are still green. No, the caution is out. And we'll wait for official word on whether Ricky Stenhouse or Joey Logano has won the Daytona 500.
Come to the checker first, baby.
Christopher Bell in the mix.
A little bit of gap here. Kevin closes in, contact with the 45. That's what also catches the 12.
And then it's on.
Yeah, it didn't take much. It looked like Tyler was having trouble holding on to it, and as soon as that Ford got back to his bumper in the corner, it just unfortunately turned him right into the 12.
Let's listen to Harvick here.
I just got it in the wrong spot of the corner there. I don't know if I actually even touched it, but it just came out from underneath him.
Man, did you see how close, Chas? See if they're able to make quick time of them when they catch them.
Oh,
they're wrecking.
big wreck.
That's a product of catching those cars. Everybody's on a little bit different.
A pile up in turn 1 with 18 laps to go. Michael McDowell, Ryan Preece, Martin Truex among those involved. Kevin Harvick with damage to the right front. And Preece had such a great Daytona 500 going, and it's gone. This will be the 5th caution flag of the day. 3 for cause plus the 2 stage breaks. And the 2nd multi-car pileup of this Daytona 500. Martin Truex, row, Chastain and Byron, Gragson on older tires with Kyle Busch. Here we go. Oh boy, and around goes Ty Dillon.
A bunch of them. Christopher Bell, Blaney, Almirola's around.
Preece is in it. Buescher misses it. So does J.J. Yeley. Kyle Larson,
a lot of damage.
Hard on the brakes. Cody Ware and Austin Dillon.
I think Bell's got the worst damage for sure. Reddick down here stuck in the grass. Almirola's stuck in the grass.
I still can't see the right side. 42 caused that.
Remember the 42 on older tires. Noah Gragson. We'll have to go back and see what happened here, but there are several cars piled up. Now they're all stacked up right. Oh boy.
Both lanes too, all over the place. This takes me back to the rule that they've changed this rule. The restart. They've added length to the restart zone. And what does that do, Tony? It gives you a chance as a leader to do a different thing, to differentiate yourself and juke them out, if you will, of when you take off. That stacks the competition up behind you, or it can.
Let's ride with Christopher Bell.
Your second bracket. I mean, you got the leader there, 24.08, 24.10 behind him. There's another 01, 24.68 on Chastain in front of him. You know, he was in a 23.80s. Oh, he goes!
Oh my gosh, caution is out, lap 81, and it's Kyle Larson.
Well, so much for the fastest car on the track. Oh no.
He and Brennan Poole got together. Poole in the 15 this week for Rick Ware Racing. And we're told Ross Chastain got into the 15, and that may have ignited this.
You can see something got in his left rear hard. Well, that ends the 5 cars day.
Oh, the right front's all torn up on Larson's car.
He was just, everything was just starting to tee up for him. Let's see what happens here. See Brennan Poole passing Austin Dillon. Oh, Chastain got in the back of him. Slid
up
right
he
up
comes.
in front of him, right in his lap.
And just as Larson slid up the track last week at Talladega in front of Ryan Preece, well, same song, different verse.
Well, it'll be another week of... Oh, there it is, Chastain.
Push comes to shove, and Gregson's in the wall.
Larson's around.
And Larson up the racetrack in traffic, and he collects Preece.
Hard hit.
Good grief.
Saw that. He got to pushing him hard. Chastain was pushing Noah very hard, but wasn't patient. Was ready to go right off the bat. Turns him around right into the fence, right in front of everybody. Tony, hard hit on your car right there. Very hard hit for Preece. Got on the side of the 10 car too. I don't think there's much damage there. Now, what's this do for my fuel? Am I going to run out of gas, Larry? You heard Rodney Childers say that Harvick's going to have to pit.
No question. This definitely puts some of them in a little bit of a predicament. Absolutely.
Well, the good thing on fuel is they didn't have to run close to a full.
Can't do anything from there.
Riley Herbst got a piece of that also in the 15.
Noah Gragson, hard into the wall. Turn 1, extremely hard into the wall with the right side.
Boy, that has been calamity corner today. And Gregson becomes
the left side
victim. Wow. A hit at both ends and the whole left side. He was 24th, and he was also on the 2-tire strategy, we're being told. Drops the window net. Look at, now that's what happens when something happens at the bottom of the racetrack. Look at those skid marks and the heavy impact into the safer barrier.
We'll have to see what happens here, but this is why when you break a brake rotor, you turn to that outside wall like you saw the other two do. I'm not saying it was a rotor, but we need to look at the replay.
Now the AMR safety team quickly on the scene. He dropped the window net right away. That's the signal to them that he's okay.
Now the left rear tire was blown out.
Yeah, he just spun around, spun down to the low side, hard into the wall with the driver's side of the race car. If you saw the left tire down, the way that car turned and spun out way early into the corner like that.
See all the rubber off the left rear? I don't know that there's I don't know that that's it, but they're definitely a flat left rear.
Well, it's more than flat. The axle, it looks like the axle shaft is broken. The way that left rear wheel was moving around. Now, maybe from impact.
Massive impact. Glad he's okay.
Byron missed the corner. Harvick around. They're going to stack up. It's too narrow. There's nowhere for everybody to go. You got to go right. They are all but stopped. There are 7 cars sitting here with nowhere to go. They're trying to back up. It is a log jam.
It's a traffic jam.
Nowhere to go right here.
Traffic jam on Jackson Street or Jackson Drive. And so they knew this was going to happen. You hear the fans yelling, but that was just a situation where one car got sideways and then another one was so close he couldn't get by. But that means another caution lap and another restart, Steve.
Well, first of all, the running order is going to be very interesting to see. But Jeff, did it all start with the 24? It seemed like he got into the barrier first.
Yes, that's right. The 24 of William Byron, who was in position to possibly win this race. He ended up getting into the barrier. Let's go back and watch. So there it is right there. William just missed the corner. Again, these wet conditions got out of the groove, and then it just snowballed from there. If you were able to get in this right lane and get by this, that was a lucky break. Here it is right here. See, William just missed the corner. Just pushing hard. Wet conditions out of the groove, and Harvick spun around in front of him, and that's what started this logjam.
Did we see Corey LaJoie get into the back of the 4 there also to maybe help him get around?
We did. Yeah, we did. But I mean, listen, I don't know what. There it is right there. But I think what happened was the 4 of Harvick saw the 24, and he probably checked up trying to avoid.
Have separated themselves. A big push coming now for Harvick.
Oh,
and around goes a couple cars. Preece upside down. He's barrel rolling through the grass. Ryan Preece upside down in the infield. Take another look at how this happened.
Going down the back straightaway, he makes a move or gets help from behind, and the car goes into the infield air. It just lifts right up off the ground. Violent wreck. It's a push from the 43 car, and it's airborne. I mean, I thought that maybe it hit, you know, the road course or some curbing or something on the road course, the kink. Lifted that car, but it was just traveling so fast.
It happened right when it got in the grass. As soon as it got in the grass, that's when it started to lift. And then this is just violent. I mean, look at this car. That is just amazing that something that weighs over 3,500 pounds get in the air like that.
It looks like a toy car flying through the air. But as you mentioned, Jeff, 3,500 pounds. Such a violent accident for Ryan Preece. Thankfully lands on the wheels.
To go. Strap on tight. Green flag.
Man, Chastain, that was a pretty good jump for the outside there, the second place car. Oh, wreck!
Truex.
Logano in the wall, turns Truex.
In the wall. Oh,
Bunch of them here. This is the big one. Almirola's around.
Wow.
Logano.
And Truex got the worst of it.
I think Larson was in the lead there.
As they started into the corner, there was a little bit of contact between he and Ross. I mean,
Truex is stuck, can't go, left rear tire down.
Clearly Larson was trying to keep Chastain up as high as possible. Might have been, yep, a little contact right there.
Follow along with Truex, stay on him.
And Truex slides up into Logano, and there it goes.
Just a little bit of squeeze. Look at the two in the lead, though. They're both in the wall. Don't forget that. 5 gave it to him. That's exactly what I was talking about. Run him up. They both were in the fence.
It might be easier to count the cars that were not involved on this restart with 13 lucky laps to go. Second fastest of the year for Cliff Daniel and crew. That's put him up front against Ross Chastain, Kyle Busch, William Byron, Harvick, Keselowski, Bell, Truex, Elliott, and Reddick, the top 10 as we go back to green.
Might see a new guy to the top.
We'll see when we get to turn 1 here.
Chastain's holding strong on that bottom. Race is on off of 2.
Oh, we got one away. They're piled up. It's the big one on the backstretch.
Saw Eric Jones around sideways, a bunch of them. Cindric, McDowell, Austin Dillon, Ryan Newman around. Suarez, man, hits keep coming for him.
Only the 4th caution of the day.
Heavy damage for Austin Dillon there with the left front, probably end of their day.
Ryan Newman involved in it. Daniel Suarez. Somebody's lost the wheel.
That could be trouble.
That could be the reason. I'd say that's the reason for the caution.
All right, Jones on pit road already. And now Michael McDowell down pit road.
That car doesn't have a right rear tire on it. That was the car that I saw sideways. No right rear tire. That's exactly what happened. Wheel fell off. Some vacations going on there.
So watch the Petty blue car.
There he goes. You see it come off right there. He's sideways. See the wheel fall down on the right rear. Collected them all. You're going to see it roll off.
And we'll watch it from the Ford camera on board Chase Briscoe.
Check up hard, watch for debris, check up hard, one outside, just keep watching, clear to the wall.
Great job, Chase Briscoe. Great job, spotter. Told him low first, low was closed up. Check up hard. Watch that right rear wheel, you can see it.
Tires down already.
Costly air for not only his team.
Way up there and trying to establish that track position. You gotta go now.
I want to hear Tim Fedewa. Let's.
Whoa! He got turned by Chastain, and around they go. Kyle Busch is around.
Josh Berry, Buescher into the wall. Josh Berry, a lot of damage on the front of the 9. That's all it took. We were just fixing to say, let's listen in to Tim Fedewa, talking into this blocking situation. The one got hard into his left rear and just turned him around. Harrison Burton, toe link broke in the right rear. Heavy damage for Buescher. I'd say his day's done. I don't know that Harvick's got a huge amount of damage to his car, believe it or not.
Well, it spun around 360 degrees and then it got centered up with some side contact, but
well, there
we're
it
in
is.
big trouble here.
It shows me
got a lot of skew in it there.
Toe links broke on the right rear of that one.
Here's the 4.
You okay over there? Yeah, he just got me loose. Yeah, he knocked out of it right when he shouldn't have.
Yeah, the one car kind of tends to do that sometimes.
Pretty aggressive. Let's have a look. On the inside, first 2 cars on the inside.
Well, look at the gap. First and foremost, closing in on him pretty hard. It wasn't on his left rear, though. Kind of moved across the rear bumper, I will say that.
He did a good, he closed in at such a high rate going into turn 1. It wasn't like he just went in there and drove into the back of the 4 car. He got it woed down, but he was there and trying to give that push, and it just, like you said, he started on the right side, and then as it moved to the left side, that's when the car switched.
I think that's just aggression picking up. And as he did, I think his thought was right, got on the right rear. I don't think it obviously wasn't intentional. And when he got to him with that head of steam, it got Kevin starting to get sideways. And by the time it was all said and done, now you're on his left rear, Tony, and where you really don't want to be. And look at the disaster.
All right, here's the Advent Health cam and radio in Ross Chastain's car. Kyle Larson. Caution, lap 209. And Eric Almirola's gamble and great day ends up in the fence. They were running 1-2. Here's a look at it.
Blew a tire. You heard Larry tell us 45 laps on them tires. Long ways to go. The only ones that stayed out. Blew a right rear tire right in front of the field. Took out Larson.
Here's from the Coca-Cola Zero Sugar cam on board Denny Hamlin.
Wow.
Those were 72 lap tires on Almirola's car. And from Christopher Bell and the Toyota cam.
Kyle slammed in that wall pretty hard out of his car. Already loaded up in the ambulance.
Evasive action to the inside and get by. Oh, trouble front straightaway. Hard in the wall goes Hamlin.
Chase Elliott. Hard impact for Denny Hamlin.
That was a savage crash right at the start-finish line. Seventh caution flag. Lap 186. And the window net is down as the AMR safety crew quickly on the scene, dropping the window net. As we saw yesterday in the Indy 500, raising the visor. That's their driver's signal to the safety crew that the driver's okay. Hamlin dropped the net. He is all right.
That's big time impact there. Last year's winner of the Coke 600.
Left of your screen.
The inside of Chase. Gets loose. You see him lift out of the gas. The flames crowded Chase, got into him. But they saw some retaliation there.
Or did Keselowski get into the left rear corner of Elliott there?
I saw Elliott. You see Elliott lose his nose and lift out of the gas. Flames come out of the pipes.
Yep.
Chase it up, squeeze Chase into the wall, and I think the rest is self-explanatory.
Well,
you never know. No, as hard as he hit, you know, you start bending them toe links and things like that, could throw these cars around. Watch the flames. See, lift out of the gas. That means his car is heading up the racetrack. Come up. That's a retaliation.
Which isn't a great move when you're trying to gain points and get yourself back in the game.
Yeah, but he got squeezed in the wall pretty hard. There's a lot of frustration there on both sides.
It looked like the right rear had come down and up into the wall. He went.
Yeah, you can see. Watch how quickly this race car comes around. You can see everything felt good, and then immediately it went around. Big hit for Chase Elliott. Watch the sparks fly out from underneath this car. See right there, right rear tire came apart, and he's along for the ride right now.
He was a team that decided to not come to pit road, but I don't think anyone expected to have any sort of tire issues. This is the same right side tire we've run here in Michigan before. You mentioned it, just a big rear impact, very square on the rear bumper. And you see the back of this car, unlike last year, you see some deformation. You see right there, the back of the car has squeezed into the rear glass. Still a huge hit, but it's good to see the car take some of the impact.
Straight away, looks like Alex Bowman's around.
Yeah, big contact there. Alex Bowman slammed into the side of another car too. So he may have had some contact from someone else, but Bowman goes around. And now, 3 of the Hendrick cars have been involved with issues.
Yeah, and Alex Bowman was trying to climb his way back into this playoff conversation with points.
See, the right rear tire is down for Bowman.
Something was happening. The 38 looked like he was backing up, and then all of a sudden,
38's got looks like a right rear tire flat. So there's the 38. Gonna get squeezed into the wall right there
by Michael McDowell, teammate.
And I believe the 48 may have gotten contact from the left rear.
And
Hamlin was 10.
Hamlin crying on the front stretch. Let's see what happens. See, he's already up against it. It kind of takes me back to turn 11. See the skin on the tires? I think he may hit those tires off of 11 maybe.
Or he could have had contact maybe on the exit of 4.
We're going to see. Yeah. There's going to be more to this story.
Coming off turn 12, he got up into the wall. A lot of damage to that right rear quarter panel. And then he spins into the inside barrier.
The way that car, and it was bent on that right rear, it takes me back to those tires in turn 11. Did he get into the tires and bend that toe link?
Yeah, he's definitely had contact with something, and when it breaks that toe link, it actually, the rear of the car, you see, it starts steering the front of the car, and you're just along for the ride.
Start zone. It'll be 53 laps to go.
Need to be hanging a left, leaning on that guy hard. Here comes Michael McDowell on the outside again, going for it.
Wow.
Might work this time.
3 wide off, and McDowell is still moving to the front.
How about that, Jamie? Almirola.
Oh, he's going to have to get down. The 10 car was able to fill that hole. 10 car's fast, even on this restart right now. The one thing I liked is that we heard him say on pit road, he was a little bit tight, Clint, and I think being a little bit tight helps you out. I think that's better than being too loose here.
So the 31 Haley was 5th at the choose. Where is he going to wind up once we get single file, if we get single file?
You know, seeing that contact of the 10 car on the backstretch, I know we've had this car for 2 years now, but I love that you don't have the fender rubs you used to have. That would have resulted in him having to pit before. And there, he clipped the inside wall, it looked like.
Sure did.
Behind you. Yellow's out. Yellow's out.
4 cars involved in turn 1.
Gill and Newman, Gragson hit that inside wall, shot straight up the track right in their lap. Chandler Smith. Oh, Newman, heavy damage on him. I'd say he's done. Splitter looks down on that car too. Rear end diffuser's messed up. Oh, he's got front end damage as well.
So as Haley got in line, it seemed like the whole field accordioned back to where that incident began. Let's look from above. Yeah, everything just accordions together. Oh, breaks and bounces off the inside wall.
They're already getting close to that, Mike, and it's almost like because he was right behind that car in front end, he misjudged it. Oh. Everyone on his outside, just an innocent victim.
Into the wall hard goes Ryan Blaney off the nose of Ty Gibbs, and the big one happens behind him.
And it brought so many people into it. Look at all these cars. Good race cars, big impacts.
Yeah, only 6 cars have gone through already. Look at how many cars involved. Harrison Burton in the 21, who was leading earlier. The 2 of Austin Cindric. Ryan Blaney, the hood up. This one has collected a lot of cars.
That's a big impact. Really big impact.
There's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Can't get rolling.
Yeah, they're stuck. The flat tires and the frames are just stuck on the ground. Several of them just can't get moving.
The Daytona 500 winner from earlier, and the result's not going to be the same. There's Austin Dillon with so much damage. Left front wheel about to come off.
He was looking for the same magic from a year ago. This year, though, caught up in the wreck. It will not be a win in advance. The 45 of Reddick involved.
See the nose smashed up on that car. Kevin Harvick looks unscathed from this side. Blaney still catching his breath. Window net down, great sign. Keselowski, I believe, is going to get scored as the stage winner. AJ Allmendinger, the right front fender torn off of that.
And to Jeff's point, with both the front and the rear tires down, there's these basically rub blocks on the frame, and with this low profile tire at the speedways where you run the height so low and the spring so stiff, it just literally sits on those. So these cars may be able to continue in the race. They'll be assisted back to pit road by the tow trucks, but there's so many of them.
Here's Blaney climbing out of the 12. Again, it was Ty Gibbs getting into the back of Blaney, and Blaney turning into that outside wall.
And Blaney's out of his car, which it was a massive impact. Some of these other cars could get rolling again.
AMR safety crew attending to all of these drivers.
Oh, sorry, let's see how it starts. Bad pushes start so many of these wrecks right there.
I'll be honest, I was watching that 54. He had a little bit of a wiggle before the push. If we slow it down, I saw that car just wiggle just a little bit before. It's hard to tell right there that there's like a little bit of a kind of a move where the car looks like it's getting uncomfortable and out of control. Massive.
Huge hit.
Massive hit.
Blaney.
You saw that wall deflected, did a great job, but look at all the damage. That is a massive impact for Blaney.
Safer barrier has styrofoam behind the wall. And he hit it about as hard as we've seen someone hit a wall here.
I feel like there was some contact, and then another
right there. Right there.
Well, he's in the back of him.
Well, he's not quite there yet. He pushes him. They get away from each other. There's a little bit of a gap between them.
These wrecks always seem to start in the front, and then it just collects everybody behind them